I moved to Jacksonville, Florida from Dallas, Texas in the year of 2020 with my 10-year-old daughter, fleeing from an abusive relationship that I was in for over 17 years. And I knew I had to change, and it was time to change. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and we came down here to Jacksonville with nothing, just the clothes on our back. So I was just getting on my feet, and I met someone, and I got pregnant, and I wasn't ready. I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to raise a baby? And I barely can take care of my daughter and myself right now. I Googled abortions, and one of the first things that came up was First Coast Women's Center. And I scheduled an appointment thinking it was an abortion clinic. The nurse was really nice. The place was really nice. They did my first ultrasound. Seeing the ultrasound, it impacted me to the point to where I broke down crying because I wasn't sure. The nurse reminded me that it was a blessing from God. And I felt bad at the time because I was thinking about if I wanted to keep the baby or not. First Coast would call me. Ruth called me, the nurse called, and I would avoid their calls. When I was at the abortion clinic, after they told me how far along I was and that the baby had a heartbeat, I cried. And it gave me a minute by myself in the room. And I broke down and I prayed to God. I asked the Lord to, when I walk out of those doors, to just give me the strength to be able to go through the pregnancy. Made my decision at that time not to do it. First Coast Women's Center called me out of the blue and see if I needed anything for the baby. And at that point, barely knew how I was going to pay my rent. They called me and said that they had a lot of stuff for me and they would like for me to come in. They gave me cribs and diapers and so much stuff. It's amazing. It touches my heart. It makes me feel special. It makes me feel like there's people in the world that does care. First Coast Women's Services, they gave me hope. They gave me the strength to believe in myself that I could do it. Treasure I chose because I know that she was a gift from God, and she's just going to be a treasure. I'm super excited to raise another daughter. My daughter is super excited to help me raise the baby. I'm super grateful that I'm able to go down this journey with my daughter and give her another sibling. And I'm just super glad that I didn't have an abortion. My journey has been tough, but First Coast Women's Services made it a little easier. I've learned how to trust God, how to listen to God, and to trust myself, and to do the right thing, and not be selfish. It feels amazing. It makes me feel like I've come a long way since I've moved away from the situation that I've moved from in 2020. It makes me feel like a better person. It makes me feel like a good mom. And that's the most important thing to me, to be a good mom. I believe God gave me a second chance to make the right decision. And He blessed me with another pregnancy. And He's seeing me through. If someone was in my shoes right now, I would tell them to have faith. Give it over to God. Reach out for resources. Do their research. Don't give up. And always think positive.